Hello, hello. Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV. Here we are. This cutscene again. I figured I'd start it a little bit earlier in the cutscene, just in case my memory was faulty and we don't miss a line of, dialogue. A boy's voice? In the rift? Did you just assume the rift's gender? I kid, you know. No, this is a void gate, Sarek. If he were lost in the flow like a teleportation magic, then wouldn't his physical body have to be completely reconstituted? The game is never clear on that. Has Clyde looked after a child before? I can't remember. I'll definitely get him something to eat first. You can never go wrong with getting someone something to eat and drink. They're very basic necessities for life. Let's see, now where were we? That was the level 72 caster role quest. So now we gotta go do level 72 quests, the other ones. Guess we'll go back to the Crystarium first. Just because the teleport fee is cheaper. Yeah, we can talk to Mr. Feast McDoes-No-Work and see what he has to say to us. Also, come to think of it, now that this quest line has made me think of food, I am very hungry. Samurai, because it's the one that's behind on EXP. Between Dragoon and Samurai. You could do the role quest with Blue Reek on any of the melee jobs and any of the physical range DPS. Because let me tell you something, they only did this split for physical and magical ranged and wanted to hammer it home by pairing the physical ranged with the melees for role quests to really try to separate casters out, because to try to promote diversity and party makeup, they want to make people believe that the ranged jobs have a grand amount of difference. When, you know, back in Heavensward, they literally tried turning the ranged physical jobs into casters as well, and the player base was like, nobody liked that. So oh look, we're feasting again. You didn't do anything! I hate this guy! I fucking hate him! Friendship, is that what you call this? Me doing all the work and you doing jack shit? Except eating and drinking? Reek and Clyde, huh? Oh, people are gonna know my name anyway. I'm doing other shit that's gonna get me well known. Well, Clyde tried to talk him into being frugal, but it didn't stick. Let's see. Leaky Keel. Are these in the same place? No, they are not. Very well, very well. We will do the healer one first. Huh. Both our tank and healer role quests are taking us to Kalusia. That's not that different to say it. Not that hard of a word. Yeah, you think to yourself, always drinking and lounging about, drinking some more. What a sluggard, what a drunkard, what a magnificent beard. Oh, I wish I had a beard like that. Yes, I know, you don't need to explain yourself to me. Actually, my beard in real life is quite a bit better than your fake beard. That's literally just sheep's wool attached to a helmet mask. But you know, whatever. Gonna go hunt some. I guess that's one way to draw a card. Gonna go hunt some Sin Eaters and hope that we spy Sophrosine. Sophrosine? I don't know how to say this dumbass word. This is a melee buff, but I don't care. Yeah, this is range buff. Yeah. Wait a minute. How come you're a light or not light warden, a sin eater, but you used a void type move? What gives, man? Aren't you supposed to be light expected? That was dark expected, you jerk. You know what's funny to me is that ever since Malefic like 3, I literally don't like. I know there's like a pretty significant animation difference, but like it's all just like light soup to me, and so I don't feel like there was any difference. Like the power of the spell didn't go up that much. I mean, at least Combust 3 looks a lot different than Combust 2. And like they even gave like the Astrologian like a different way that they move their hands and shit. But I did not want to cast Asuna. I got a weird hotbar set up here. And again, I just sort of set these up without, you know, with knowing I wasn't going to be using them for a long time. Look at our jobs here. Let's see. Astrologian is the closest to 73. Gonna hide in the bushes with some wine. Yeah, it's such a Giat thing to do. Or Gaiat. How would you say it? How would you say it? Tell me, viewer. Tell me. Hey, that senator has boobies. Time for Echo Vision that I didn't ask for. Clyde really needs to learn how to control the fucking Echo. Some hobgoblins. And a beaten up marauder. Oh, it's Ardbert. Eh, he's adorable. Although, what are those leggings that he's wearing? Those don't look like anything I've ever seen. Are those some sort of 1.0 armor? Man, huh? She ain't a man. Unripened gourd. Well, to be fair, you do have a beard. And most people don't know that the dwarf masks are just masks with you know, sheep's wool attached, so. I feel like that's a pretty common misleading thing these days. The beard misled me. I'm sorry, ma'am. Aw, they had a good time together. Half-empty flagon, lanky dullard. Your mother was a hob, and your face looks like a newborn's arse. Well, that is what most people think of Highlanders for some reason. Actually, I don't know who my mom is. I just sort of appeared one day. I suppose Heidelin could be a hob. I ain't never seen her. Dwarves must be saying that she came out of the womb with no helmet and just started, you know, gallivanting her face to every non-dwarf in sight. Seems legit. Alright, now let's switch over to Dark Knight, because that's the tank we'll be using. And teleport on over to right, where Coulson, I think his name is. Is it Coulson or Carson or some name? I can't ever remember this dude's name. Maybe if I was a lady and attracted to him, or a gay guy and attracted to him. Grandson, okay. Like grandson? Heh. Ask after the bastard, huh? That's just cheeky. Aren't you from this village, pal? Aren't they just gonna tell you stuff you already know? You just trying to get me in on your quest for revenge, buddy? Well, that guy's not any help. Yep. He said Galgant Knight, but that's, yeah, remember that's just the first nomenclature for Rogadines. They did that to try to help it make it feel like another world, and also so that people who've been calling these races the wrong names all along could be satisfied in calling them wrong names and shit. So, nope. Oh, I guess I spoiled it a couple of minutes early. Yeah, sure, grandson, tell me. Born and raised in Wright. Lacking any real prospects, I eked out a living as a hunter. Might have tried my hand at something more exciting had I not also been trying to provide for the love of my life. Is that Melinda? Looks like Melinda. It's about a year ago that she accepted a commission from this Yulmoran trader. Bloke dealt mostly in antiques, and he had this bracelet in need of restoration. Bloody old, with a questionable provenance, but supposedly it once belonged to royalty or some such. The Fangs of Orthrus, he called it. Me and her had been talking about tying the proverbial knot, buying land, building a home, that sort of thing. Around here that might not take much, but it was still a lot more than we had, so when the trader made his offer, she didn't hesitate to say yes. I'd gone down to the shipyards to pick up extra tools and materials she needed for the work. Quality stuff, but it'd pay for itself 10 times over. But when I got back to Wright, the Calopsine, or Decalosine, or you know what? I'm gonna go up to Decalosine or Decaiosine. Yeah, that's an I, so it'd be Decaiosine. Decaiosine had been busy, despite at least a dozen newborn eaters fluttering about trying to make sense of their new lot. The grandmother who'd lived next door and the shared fruits of her orchard were with us. The gruff woodsman who'd brought firewood to our doorstep in the dead of winter. Both of them reduced to mindless fiends, just like that. There wasn't time to mourn or to think. I started looking for Melinda. And then there she was, alive and well. Our eyes met and we knew it was going to be alright. We ran for each other and... even now, a year later, it doesn't feel real. One moment she was there, right there, in front of me. And the next, she was... The Kaiosine knelt and took the Fangs of Orthrus, then left, leading a host of sin eaters out of Wright. But Melinda, I still couldn't see her as anything else. She wouldn't budge. She just hovered there and stared, waiting for me to end it. Well, I could never say no to her. Not once in the years we'd been together. For all the time she'd welcomed me home with a bowl of hot stew. All the time she laughed at my crude jokes and gave me counsel when I was losing my way. For all that and more, I killed her. I swore then and there I'd have my vengeance. The Kaiosine would die by my hand. I carved the scars in my flesh to mirror the ones left on my soul. Well, that's edgy. An enduring reminder of the vow I'd never dare stray from the path. They're all done. No need to wallow in it. I don't want my tragic yet trite tale to put you off our hunt. Still with me to the end, sinner? Seems legit. Alright. Alright. So now we just gotta go back and talk to Giat or Gaiet, or however the fuck you say her name. And then we can finally get back to the main storyline quests, maybe. Perhaps. Sort of, kind of, in a way. Or what, 23 minutes into this recording? So we got 37 minutes left? Yeah. Sorry if the role quests aren't that interesting to you. I swear they sort of somewhat tie in. You know, with the whole... You'll see later on. It takes a while for them to really feel like they tie into the main storyline, but they do. And you may have noticed some similarities with their story beats and earlier story beats in the game. You know, such as us pulling that kid out of the Void Gate was compared to, you know, Connie Senna and the Elementals pulling Y'shtola out of the life stream. That sort of thing. Sounds good, sounds good. Think while you drink, huh? Most efficient way, huh? Personally, when I drink, I don't like to think. I like to become blissfully uninhibited and unaware Well, not unaware, but you know, lower your inhibitions, stop thinking so much, you stop overthinking. It's really, really quite a delightful experience when you're properly buzzed, a little bit too drunk, but not drunk enough to forget. I don't like forgetting. It's only happened to me like once, and I didn't like it. So, try not to ever get that drunk, but getting drunk enough to dull physical pain and sensation can be quite nice. We've been in the room once before, right? I don't think those were shut the last time. But whatever, they were shut this time.
So it's your lot's turn to be the Warriors of Darkness, is it? It's funny how things work out.
Dude, I am still wondering how your feet make contact with the ground when the rest of you can't make contact with shit.
Well, I did warn you. I followed you to Yulmore and then on to Armarang. And I was there when you slew the Lightwarden. Those white-haired twins who were with you. I remember them from our battle in the Source.
Yeah, you should. Alice kicked your ass.
Are they your friends then? Through thick and thin?
Damn straight.
Aye. Then I suggest you keep them close. It's when you charge ahead trying to save someone else that you end up losing those you love. Not that you need telling, I'll bet you've lost plenty. But I wonder, what will it cost you this time?
Not a damn thing, actually.
I don't remember when it was that I learned regret wasn't worth the bother. You get numb to it all over the years. The lost comrades, the broken promises, the abandoned principles. Just more nagging burdens to ignore.
Since when did you lose any comrades? Or abandon any of your principles? This would be a lot less annoying if I didn't know how this all turned out. And / or if I hadn't paid attention to... Well, I mean, I guess he kind of somewhat abandoned his principles when he came to the Source. But... that's like one time.
So this is what the light was hiding. He's here. I must go to him.
Who are you talking about, Blondie? Oh, she's got a pink strand in her hair. Don't tell me. Nice shot of the Crystal Tower, though. They love doing that this expansion. Setting the Crystal Tower against the night sky. Meanwhile, inside an Imperial Magitech facility in the Source. Seriously?
Intruders! Fan out and find them!
Yeah, what do I wanna? Oh hey, we've seen that spear before. And that dragoon before.
Out of my way!
Ow. She's not a bad guy.
Stay your weapon. We are not your enemy.
Remarkably composed.
When the alarm sounded, I wondered what we had done to betray our presence. But I see now we are not the only intruders. Sir Estinian, I presume. The dragoon who plucked the Warrior of Light from the jaws of death? Your armor is most distinct.
So is your hobo outfit.
Much as yours once was. But even without it, I see a former legator still has eyes and ears in unexpected places. Van Baelsar, in the flesh. Though I understand you prefer Shadow Hunter.
How the fuck does this Sinian know that?
You are in contact with the Scions, I take it.
But most of them are unconscious.
Through no choice of my own, they tracked me down and conscripted me to their cause.
Who? Kryl?
I swear the receptionist was trained as a spy. Not that anyone can escape that Baldessian woman once she has caught the scent of your ether.
Oh, okay, so Kryl and Tataru, so he's been harassed by midgets.
If they have resorted to using freelancers, I must assume their attempts to wake the afflicted have failed.
Guys, he's just like, I don't know who the fuck those two are.
And what of their champion?
Away on other business. Thus, it has fallen to me to root out any trace of the Empire's new weapon.
If it is Black Rose you seek, you are too late. My people have already completed your mission here. Yet this is but one factory among many. When they caught wind of our efforts, they built additional facilities to ensure production continues unabated. There will be no one left in the lands they conquer. No citizens to conscript. No skills to exploit. Nothing the Empire needs. And they will call it victory.
What exactly does this Black Rose do?
The gas is described as a poison, but its actual effect is more arcane in nature. It was created to disrupt the ether in living beings, to bring the flow of their life energies to a standstill. Inhaling even the tiniest amount will cause all bodily functions to cease, much as a potent venom will stop a man's heart. Released over a city, Black Rose could conceivably kill every inhabitant, and all without damaging a single structure.
Search every corner! Rouse the barracks if you have to! I want this facility secured!
I have more questions, but now is not the time.
Sir Estinian, I have an offer for you, but I will make it only once. Since it would seem we seek the same answers, you are welcome to join us.
Ha! From what I hear, you need all the help you can get. In case you don't know, Varys himself confessed that your empire was a creation of the Ascians.
I am aware of what his Radiance said at the parley. Thus I would return to the capital, that I might behold the truth of this corruption with my own eyes. My path leads to Garlemald.
I kind of liked Justinian better when he wore a helmet. Gaius, I like his face better, even though it's a dirty hobo face, and he's got dirt all over his face all the time. Both of them need a bath, because they're both stinky. Let's stay on Astrologian until we hit 73, bring it up to speed. An unwelcome guest, huh? Yulmore has dispatched its military to Lakeland. Excitement. See, I think we'd save a little bit of time if we teleport to the, what is it called? The Docile Gate, I guess. This is the one we want. It's hard for me to remember Aether networks because I hardly use them, because I like to walk around my cities. I feel like modern MMOs, for as convenient and as nice as they are to the players, they're way too nice in regards to teleportation. teleportation in older MMOs, like the first Final Fantasy Online, up until rather recently, were limited. Like, you needed a white mage, or a black mage, or an outpost warp where you paid a lot of gil. Well, relative compared to...
You are come at a good time. As you may have heard, we have something of a quandary on our hands. Laxon Loft here in Lakeland. Yulmore has sent one of its airships. They have questions for us concerning the death of the Lightwarden. Their emissary makes his way here even as we speak.
I suppose the sky does rather give the game away.
Indeed. 'Twas inevitable they would come knocking. The only question was how soon.
My lord, I am come with the Yulmoran emissary. May I show him in?
A moment, Captain, if you would. Everyone, gather round. I do not wish to show our hand prematurely. Forgive me this liberty.
You keep asking us to forgive you for a lot of shit, dude.
Vanish.
You gonna cast Doom on us next?
Enter.
Got some Far Eastern shoes going on.
Well, well. The commander of the Yulmoran army himself. To what do I owe the honor, General Ranjit?
The Lightwarden is dead, Exarch. Were your people responsible?
Well, he's got a unique facial scar and a unique Highlander face. I mean, it's basically like one of the more grisly looking ones that's been slightly altered. But his eyes, look at them. It looks like he's been, like he's one of the afflicted at the ends at Journey's Head.
You are clearly in some haste, my lord. But before I address your question, you must allow me one of my own. What is Yulmore's interest in this?
His benevolence, Lord Vorthri, is gravely concerned that the actions of an ignorant few may jeopardize relations between man and Sin Eater. Should it transpire that the Crystarium is guilty of abetting the villains responsible for this outrage, my lord has decreed that it suffer the same retribution.
I see. Since you have been so candid, I too shall speak my mind. Regardless of who is responsible, the Crystarium rejoices in the Lightwarden's death and welcomes the return of the night sky. If Yulmore considers this tantamount to aiding those you term villains, then by all means, carry out your retribution. Know, however, that even should every innocent soul in the Crystarium perish, nothing can stop that which has been set in motion.
He's got some confidence.
Folly. The death of one or 1,000,000 Sin Eaters changes nothing.
I'm pretty sure there aren't a million Sin Eaters.
The world is dead, and writhe as we might, like maggots in its rotting course, it will not be reborn. Only by my master's grace may we live out our days in peace. But I waste my breath. You have made your stance clear. I shall relay your words to Lord Vorthry. In the meantime, you would do well to counsel any here who have done more than merely rejoice in recent events, to throw themselves upon Yulmore's mercy. Promptly.
Yulmore's mercy? That's like an oxymoron.
One last matter. We are searching for a young artist and his assistant. Know you of whom I speak?
An artist and his assistant, no. I cannot say I do.
The Exarch really doesn't know because Alphino didn't tell him that shit.
What a pity. Should they reveal themselves to you, I bid you hand them over at once. My master is most eager to see them again.
Am I imagining things, or did he just stare straight at us?
I fear he did. The General is not a man to be trifled with. He is a warrior of fearsome repute who has led Yulmore's army since before Vorthry's time, when the nation still spearheaded the fight against the Sin Eaters. One does not command the world's mightiest army, and for so long, without possessing exceptional instincts.
If Yulmore chose to send such an individual, we must assume this talk of retribution is more than an idle threat. While we are grateful for your support, my lord, we cannot in good conscience put your people in harm's way.
'Tis noble of you to say, Master Alphino, but my people have been in harm's way since long before you arrived. Yulmore has ever yearned to rule over what remains of the world. Even should we surrender the Warrior of Darkness to them, they would find some other pretext upon which to invade. The people of the Crystarium know this only too well, which is why, when the time comes, I am certain they will fight to the last man. If truth be told, I would not have been surprised had Ranjit declared war here and now.
He may have reason to delay. According to reports, the Yulmoran forces at Laxan Loft were observed taking a prisoner. A young woman believed to be none other than the Oracle of Light, Minfilia. It may be that General Ranjit wishes to convey her to Yulmore before commencing hostilities. Having mentored generations of Minfilias, it would not surprise me if he had made her capture his chief concern.
Generations of Minfilias? Say what?
Of course. How remiss of me. I had intended to speak to you of Minfilia. There is, however, much to say, and precious little time in which to say it. I think it best that you seek out Moren at the Cabinet of Curiosity. He will be able to enlighten you. Alphino, Alize, would you care to accompany your friend? You doubtless have insights of your own to offer on the matter.
All right. Though I'm still not sure I understand it all myself.
In the meantime, I will set about making provisions for war.
Seems legit. Alright, so the Cabinet of Curiosity. We're about to get another dump about the Sin Eater War and what Minfilia was able to do after she got here. I remember earlier we saw a vision of her when we were crossing the rift, of her stopping a giant, you know, yellowish, shiny tidal wave, which I guess was the Flood of Light, and that was also in the storybook, I believe. The first storybook we saw at the Cabinet of Curiosity. And it's up at the top again, but I think he's gonna ask us to go look for the book. Illustrated Tale of the Oracle of Light, huh? That's quite a promotion, honestly. She went from being a busybody diplomat slash bureaucrat to being an oracle. And now we got to run back up the stairs. So while we're running up there, let's see. And glam this to something a little less. Yeah, sure. Ultimate Choker offending. Why not? Oh, that's incredibly gaudy. Ah, well, I'll keep it. Oh, I guess we could have talked to Alice or Alphino looking over bookshelves. But I don't think they had anything interesting to say. A maiden with hair spun of gold and eyes of clearest sapphire, huh? Naught was known about her, save her name was Minfilia, and for delivering the realm she came to be revered as the Oracle of Light. After stopping the flood, the mysterious maiden vanished without a trace. But 15 years later, her name would be unexpectedly reappear in the annals of history. When the Sin Eaters laid ruin to the kingdom of Vobert, a young girl was discovered who was immune to the creature's blighted touch. One with a hair of spun gold and eyes of clearest sapphire, she was hailed as the Oracle Reborn and came to likewise be called Minfilia. Enlisting in the Yulmoran army, this Minfilia fought and vanquished countless Sin Eaters. Alas, like so many other soldiers, she eventually met her end in battle. Yet with her dying breath, she whispered unto her grieving comrades, "Minfilia will return." And true to her words, some years later, another young girl was discovered who possessed the self-same eyes, the self-same hair, and those self-same powers. She too took the name Minfilia. She too fought Sin Eaters as a soldier of Yulmor, and she too fell in battle. Many more were to follow in her footsteps, and so the cycle continues to this day. Well, if it's every 15 years or whatever, then, I mean, wouldn't that only be like 6.5 cycles or something? Some, perhaps. The truth is rather less simple. Though the Oracle is reborn with certain common traits, she does not inherit the memories or the knowledge of her previous incarnations. All the Minfilius thus far were discovered as ordinary girls, unversed in the ways of war and ignorant of the power they harbored. While some embraced their fate and devoted themselves to training, others did not. But all were made to face the Sin Eaters and died to keep our hopes alive. That's brutal, man. What can you tell us about the current Minfilia? She was found by the Ulmoran army some 10 years ago and taken into their care. Or rather, their custody. She was a prisoner in all but name, for by that time, under Lord Vothri's rule, Ulmor had already abandoned resistance in favor of decadence. Minfilia was an uncomfortable reminder of the war they no longer wished to fight, a potential threat to the peace, and so they keep her under lock and key. For a long while, we heard nothing more of her. We couldn't even be certain she was alive, save that it was in the Ulmoran's best interests for her to remain under their control. But then 3 years ago, a gallant soul stole into the city and rescued her from their clutches. Just like a hero from the tales. Indeed. Well, I believe we now have a good grasp of Minfilia's tale. Thank you for your time, Morin. You troubled me for a word, you say? You gonna tell me that my ultimate choker glam is way too gaudy and stands out like a fucking sore thumb? Nope. I'm good, man. I heard enough. I got the point. I got the picture. Excusez-moi. Yeah, pretty much anywhere in this game is a suitable place for a chat. Even underwater, apparently. Crystarium's resolve, huh?
You are doubtless eager to attempt Minfilia's rescue, and with your combined strength you may well succeed. But as I said earlier, I do not wish to show our hand unless absolutely necessary. It was not merely the night sky that you restored to us, but hope. Hope for the future of Norvrand. Unlike you, we cannot contend with the Lightwardens, but so long as hope burns in our hearts, we will fight on regardless. This I will prove to you. My friends, I thank you for gathering at such short notice. There is something I would ask you all. As many of you are aware, I received an emissary from Yulmore a short while ago in the form of General Ranjit. To my dismay, the General condemned the slaying of the Lightwarden, and warned me in no uncertain terms that, should the Crystarium cast its lot with the Warrior of Darkness, there would be war. Let none be mistaken. We would be hard-pressed indeed to resist the might of Yulmore. Some would even call it suicide. And yet my heart cries out to fight. Better that than relinquish the hope that swelled in my breast when I beheld the night sky for the first time in 100 years. Or so says my heart. My mind, meanwhile, reminds me that to follow my heart would be to risk everything we have accomplished thus far. Clearly, this is not a decision to be made lightly, nor less alone. And so I put the question to you all. What should we do?
My lord, you already know our minds. It brought tears to our eyes to witness the knight's return. The whole of Norvrand deserves the same, and not just because some children's story tells us so.
Yulmore's influence is far-reaching. Should war break out, trade would be subject to restrictions. The flow of goods will dry up, and we will struggle to make do with what little trickles through. But make do, we will.
Aye, we can weather such hardships. Is that not the very thing the Crystarium was built for? We have always taken pride in our ability to sustain ourselves. Not just to endure, but to thrive.
When all falls down around you, rise up. Those were your words. There may come a day when all hope seems lost, but even should the rest of the world give in to despair, we shall not. We shall fight on, that our children and our children's children might know a better tomorrow.
Rousing words apart, I never much cared for those Yulmoran bastards anyway. No better than common swindlers, most of them. Wouldn't know a fair deal if it came up and kissed them on the arse.
Trust you to spoil the moment.
It appears we have a consensus. Let it be known that the Yulmoran host at Laxon Loft has taken the Oracle of Light captive. They fear the power she holds over the Sin Eaters, and doubtless intend to imprison her once more. So, I move that we rescue the Oracle, grant her a place among us, and let that be our answer to Yulmore's ultimatum.
Hear, hear!
Hear, hear!
Seems legit.
In planning a strategy for the rescue, I open the floor to you all.
I open the floor to you ending this cutscene soon.
And there you have it. If Yulmore wishes to denounce us as villains, then we shall embrace our villainy. Will you do so as well?
Of course.
We will not be outdone. Consider us your partners in crime.
Yeah, it's so evil. The bad guys told us we're the evil ones, so... Oh, yes, we're the evil ones.
My lord, our proposal is as follows. We begin by deploying Amaro to occupy the skies over Lakeland. They should serve to delay the airship's departure.